Hitting go live now. There, I've done it. I've hit the thing. I'm live now.
Good.
I mean, we're live. Both of us, not just me.
I'm here as well. Good.
Samuel.
Yes, Stuart.
Commander Calkins, he's here. Are you guys here? I see some of you. I see 17 of you. And only 9 likes. Whatever. Hit that like button.
Dear me, dear me. What do you think of this picture, Stuart? This thumbnail picture?
This is great, Emma. Yes.
And DH Nick too.
He looks unimpressed. He's like, why are you taking my hollow fit picture?
And then DH as well, yes. Yeah, this was one of the funner single day shoots because I sort of insisted on getting them in full prop as well. Because, I invested the initial funds to get cool stuff like that. It's like I want to see all with holsters, because fan films don't ever do that, because you need to actually have a holster and a phaser, and then you need 2 that are identical to match, but then seeing them in live action was very...
Nick Cook is in the chat. He says he always looks unimpressed.
Are you implying, Nick, my work is always unimpressive? Jesus Christ, man, that's harsh. And I am going to invite some Trek Shorts people to the next one of these. This is the initial one to chat to you all. So I'll be inviting Nick to a later one, and then Emma to a later one. That's probably who else can turn.
That'll be great.
Yes. Maybe Matt Boardman to one, because he's done enough 3D work to show off.
Who's Matt? Is he bored all the time? And he's a man. He's just a bored man.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, Matthew Boardman. He's known for being, in any situation, he is unimpressed. He's like Nick, he's unimpressed. In any situation, yeah.
He's been pretty impressed with some of the stuff I've sent him. Maybe you're just not, performing as well as I am.
Look, we're giving, Stuart, Jesus.
And on that note...
What are we doing today, Stuart?
Today we're talking about Trek shorts. They're available at the Trek store. You can go buy them. They're cargo shorts. You got an Enterprise on the pocket.
Wow, not the first time I've heard that joke.
Oh, really? I haven't said that joke.
Okay, well, you get one then.
From me.
Okay. But why is this one special, Stuart? Apart from there'll be new exclusive stuff, which I'll be showing off.
Well, it's your latest Indiegogo campaign, and you've already made a bunch of cool shit. A lot more stuff on the way. I've seen some sneak peeks. I'm just saying. And, yeah. These things need to happen. We need good Trek again.
Yeah, there's a lot of a prime timeline fun. Things that the studios wouldn't make because they'd think it was either too fan-y, or they don't want to show TNG again, or they don't want to show Voyager again. But we do. And we have, and we are. And, as the text says down there, outside, you guys normally super chat. That's a bit that helps Trekyards. But today they're worth double, Stuart.
That's right. Whatever you super chat, we will match and contribute to the Indiegogo. So your super chat of $20 is worth $40. That's how it works.
So if you ever want to say, here's $20 for Trekyards for doing what they do, imagine if we got 30 of those. I mean, you're literally donating to Trek Films and Trekyards. That's literally is a double win. So if you can, please do. There are some really cool perks in the selection, from low amounts, high amounts, very high amounts. The plethora is yours as well if you want to go perks. And I'll start showing you.
Please do. Zabraxis says short treks or Trek shorts. This is Trek shorts. Short treks is was the thing that was done by CBS. This is different and better. Hit that like button, everybody. 17 of you here. And hit that like button. Like we said, all super chats are doubled today, so whatever you contribute, we match and contribute to the Indiegogo thing. So keep that in mind. Help us out any way you can. Hit that like button. It's the simplest way to do that. Or consider joining the channel. There's a join button down there. Hit that. And you can be a member of the channel and help us out with the analytics on YouTube. It shows YouTube that you guys care about us enough that you want to be part of the channel and subscribe every month. So it helps us in the analytics, or so they say. You can also help us out on a monthly basis by heading over to Patreon/Trekyards and donating there. Or click the link in the links in the description to go to the Teespring or the TeePublic store. Now, do I sound like the regular Captain Foley, or do I sound like I might have been replaced by a replicant? Because I'm really trying to be like Captain Foley. So let me know. Help us out any way you can. Share the video around. Talk about Trek shorts, fan films made by fans for fans. And they're very fancy.
Fancy? Yes.
Ooh, Oz. Oh, Ozzy throws in $20. Here you go, Spirit Commander. The Great Koala. Awesome haircut, Super Captain Foley. Okie dokie. It needs to be cut. I almost stopped and got a cut today when I was out driving around the Camaro, but
ooh, Camaro as well.
I need a haircut. I'll have a haircut by next week sometime. Okay. Don't worry.
Good. But thank you, Ozzy. Yes, the Great Koala has blessed you to bless us, and you've blessed both now. That is fantastic. So yes, this is the Trek Shorts page. There is Mr. Nick, furthest right, and then if you look at the entire cast, well, not the entire cast, but the main cast, he's same position, but there's even more people. It's like 11 people in this cast, Stuart. My goodness. Who do you say looks best in costume, or in uniform, I should say, out of the plethora of me, Gary, Sean, Emma, Marcus, Nim, Alexa, Nick, Beth, Jacob, Killian. Oof. That's
Let me check.
Yes.
Sean Ferrick.
Yeah, he does look a bit snazzy. Although it's funny, I haven't hit everything, but in the poster you can see sort of the final how everything's graded properly. Then you go down to the more behind the scenes picture, the phone picture. You can see how the red was a bright red versus the color graded to be the nice rich rich wine that it should be. So I had yet to color grade all the things to the correct colors at this point.
Oh yeah, damn.
Just because some people say, oh, the Chinese ones are bad colors. Yes and no, but if I'm using them for filming, I can change all the colors anyway. So that's not their fit, their quality of other stuff is more important than the color, because I changed that.
That's cheating.
Yes, it is. yes, it is. Yeah, I did some. Yeah, I mean, this picture has so many cheats in terms of colors, because boy, the colors were so off and so different.
Well, Matt Boardman asks, are we going to have any guests today or any sneak peeks?
No guests. Yes, sneak peeks for sure. For sure. But yeah, here's the page. Many perks. As we created last year, you can, if you want to be a funny perk, you can be a crew member of some of the most famous ships in Trek when they appear in our Trek shorts. This year we include Enterprise D. So if you want to be on the D, then there you go. Awesome higher perks as well, including a signed poster of all the ships, which I love because they're all to scale. I just think it's a cool idea for a poster, because people can sort of do it, but then you get the really obscure ships. Because a lot of people have 3D models, but who has the Janolan? Who has the Norway? The obscure ships. Like, well, why would you? Well, Doomsday Machine. So to see them all in one place is like, ooh, what? Yeah? In a cool way.
Yeah. And Chuck says he went to Vasquez Rocks a few days ago. Great place. Going to be what? Yeah, we did too. We climbed that thing. It was awesome.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the city's right there. It's like I didn't expect that from Vasquez Rocks,
Yeah, it makes you appreciate how not reflective Picard was.
But Raffi lives there.
Yep.
And the city must have been nuked at some point because it's gone. There's nothing around her at all.
Yeah, Los Angeles, yeah. Sure. Dear me. So what stands out?
You got to do some filming for your Trek shorts at Vasquez Rocks at some point.
I mean, there's definitely a. All these things have been considered, Stuart. So what would you say is the things that most excite you about what you've seen publicly in the promotional video and such? What grabs you as a Trek fan, would you say?
Variety. The different eras, the different costumes, the different interiors. The interiors really impressed the shit out of me. Because, you see a lot of fan films and they just, have cardboard stuck to the walls with, printouts on them and stuff, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to enjoy, I'm trying to visualize, but you really make it better with the green screen and stuff. You know, I gotta say up front, I don't know how much I can stroke your ego during this live, but I will try to do so.
I mean, it's not about me, Stuart. It's about the project and about getting the stories out. So that's what I'll say about that. Oh, look, it's my face. One of the and the interiors are
guest
funny.
Starring and all these great names. No Captain Foley. It's fine. You know what? It's fine.
You picked a TOS, Captain.
As you said, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. That's true.
Yes. You picked TOS, man.
Time travel's a thing in Star Trek.
It is. It is. We use it a couple of times.
Be permanently stuck in the future. That's the way it is.
Are you saying this is the way?
This is the way.
Now, do you think this was the same thing with Temporal Anomaly back in the day? Would you agree that with my films, it's obviously not photoreal by any means, but there's certainly a point in the films where you sort of you buy into their green screen. You just kind of say, well, of course it's green screen, but it looks good. So you just kind of, well, it's not perfect, but it's not trying to be.
Yes, and it's much easier to enjoy what's been like going on story wise when you can actually see, and you don't have to use your imagination so much to change those cardboard cutout backgrounds to like what you think they were going for, because it's there, it's already lit properly, and
or at least close enough.
Yeah, exactly. So
and there's definitely, I'm not an industry professional in any way, and so, I that when you start asking high end people, what do you think of this color grade, and they're like, well, this, and this, it's like, well, yes, those tiny things could be improved. But when you do so much as I'm trying to do, getting to the sort of 95% is kind of close enough. And that's the one lovely thing about Star Trek compared to every other sci-fi. They light things real flat. So I can kind of get away with pretty flat lighting and not be overly concerned about lighting the actors except for special scenes. Because it's like, yeah, but there's ceiling lights and there's side lights. I mean, but then you get things like the Type 11 and Insurrection where there's literally no front lights. So they're not even being lit by the scene. So you have to fake it to be flat because there's literally no lights in front of them. And, yeah.
Well, Borman asks, which of all the films you have released is your favorite so far, and which of the ones coming up are you looking forward to the most? It's like trying to pick a favorite kid.
Well, that's easy for you, as we've talked about many a time. Gosh, why is you... sorry, I have too many things. Okay.
So Braxis is just causing problems today. He said there's some ugly guy on the far left. That was you. And then he goes on to say, what a racist crew, just humans and no aliens. Are those guys members of Terra Prime?
Well, I include a lot of CG aliens. And there may or may not be some CG Star Wars aliens at some point in the background for lols. Because I have ideas. I mean, they're out of focus. I mean, there's always like an Andorian, if I can help it, in the background. But favourite films, yeah, I've released... What was your favourite film so far? If you include Temporal Anomaly, which you can, but it's obviously older now. What are the 7 films? The 7 Trek stories. Which is so many.
I don't remember the names.
Well, that's why I've got thumbnail up. That's why I've got
Nick
the post
Cook going... But I can't see it because it's little in my window. I gotta expand it. The one with Nick Cook going to the planet multiple times. Really like the guy you got for the gatekeeper or whatever.
That's Nick's film, so thank you. Not a Trek shot.
That's Nick's film? You made it, though.
I directed and CG'd it. Yes.
Battle of Balsac 2. Balsac 2, sorry. Balsac 2.
Balsac 2, yeah.
Oh, shit. That one is the best because I like the documentary style and I love the... What's the captain's name again? Captain...
Daniel Hunter.
The Hunter maneuver, which I would probably never be... That was great.
It's very personable, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
And it's kind of fun to see, because he started his fan film career as a... He becomes captain in the first episode through, bad things. So it's interesting to see him be pushed into a that moment captain, how he sort of does a good job, but also he's the reason they get attacked because he's the one that pushes the mission. So his lack of experience led him to a place. It's nice to have flawed heroes, is kind of the point. And that has something like 27 space shots. It's,
yeah, it was one of my favorites. It's not just because it's the most recent. I just like the way it's structured. And just the casualness of them like drinking and just chatting about the incident. I think that was great. So
yeah, it's fun to go like full dark scenario, and yet he lived, so he can be casual about it.
And Ozzy throws in another $20. Superior Commander needs the peanut hamper. Okie dokie.
I mean, Stuart would disagree with that. Although, in fairness, someone did extract a Exocomp 3D model from a game recently, and I was thinking, ooh.
You got to know what happens with peanut hamper, though. We can't be jumping the gun on that.
Yeah, but also being like £23,000 out of pocket, I can't really keep thinking about making new films without the funding. So it's like I'm sort of any new slight item, I'm like, well, I'm already so much in debt. I'm not even going to start planning that one because like even conceptually planning, it's like no, these things all cost money and it all mounts up. But I think each of my films have a very distinct identity. I really like Tholian Gambit because it was the very first Picard era film, so we got to see the uniforms like in an actual canon like vibe. Was fun. And Tholians was fun. To write their dialogue was really, really like, ooh, how the hell does a Tholian speak? Not well. Like, not nice. But I like One Small Step because that was the first one where Nim is doing the piloting lesson and then dies, and then because I like the twist, I like the captain, I like the galaxy, I like the she feels so fancy and so happy, and we know from later films that she has the worst time well, not the worst, she doesn't die, but she has a horrible time in the Dominion War. So to play a overly nice episode, knowing that it's going to go downhill so freaking fast, that was fun. And then obviously the Duty Calls and Icarus are both prologue films to their respective characters.
Yeah, the Icarus incident is like one of my favorites too. But I think I like the Valsac 2 one better.
Yeah, that one I think is lightning in the bottle sort of vibe. And you get, extra, you get more. And there's almost never a Dominion War era fan film ever anywhere. So getting to actually see that and live it was... And, Nick never had a chance to really do anything in that era, so then getting to see him embrace it and live it is satisfying too, because that shit takes money and time to make it, fit.
I'm so jealous, by the way. I'm so jealous of Nick Cook for being in the Star Trek universe and having this awesome career.
So I'm a bit jealous too. I'm barely in these things because I can't act and I can't remember lines. I'm jealous as well.
But you're still in them. You're still in the Trek universe.
I am.
Some of us aren't.
Yeah. But I'm still a little bit jealous of Nick as well, because if only there was a me to film me, I would love that. But there isn't. There's just one me.
Directors film themselves all the time. Figure it out.
For me, I can't remember lines.
That's not an excuse.
It is an excuse. Although, boy, this Intrepid class model was a real bitch. It's a beautiful model. And I took it and I made it much closer. Because we've got the original model of Intrepid, right? We know we do, with Voyager. And so I could match colours like pixel perfect. Not like pixel through the TV, like actual pixel perfect. So I was going to match all the colours really closely, do some, like even the hue of like this plate to this plate I was able to modify. But the thing...
Hue is in one of your films?
No, but I've got a story to tell you. Which I did tell you, but I didn't tell you on live stream. But the frickin' model crashes all the damn time, and so they take about like 9 layers to render. And it's like you sort of have 9 set up and you click render and 6 might crash, and it's like...
Which model is this again?
The Intrepid.
See, you need to do a fan film with the Intrepid actually crashing into a moon or a planet.
Oh.
And then be like, ha, it crashed.
Oh.
Again.
Yeah. Just kill Nick.
No, don't kill Nick.
Just timeless it. But yeah.
See, Matt Boardman has a good idea. When are we going to see a Captain Foley doc? There you go. That'd be perfect to frame how a little bit of my career, and then I get sucked to the future, and then I'm in your fan films all the time.
I mean, believe me, if I'd seen you in the last 2 years, we would have filmed something.
Excuses.
You know that thing, the other thing was named after a beer?
What? Sorry to say that again. I didn't hear that.
You know the thing that was named after a beer that happened in the middle of the 2 years? Remember that thing?
Oh, yes. I've heard of it.
Delayed a few things.
Uh-huh.
But it would be, I mean, yeah. There's certainly a lot of things you could do with the old Foley, especially it's got several costumes as well, which is fun. Because you look very good in your Wrath of Khan half costume.
I won't disagree.
And Sabraxis says...
Alright guys, 29 people here.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Stuart.
29 people here, 17 likes. Hit that like button. And don't forget, if you super chat, it counts for double in this one. Because,
yeah,
you know, we get the super chat and then we're going to match that to put towards the Indiegogo thing. So, super chat. Ozzy's already like on fire and killing it. He's got two $20 super chats, which really helps out. So thank you, Ozzy.
And this is a normal live as well, guys. So, you know, put in some fives. It all mounts up. But Sabraxis says you can instead use the model from Eagle Moss. But the model from Eagle Moss is the original one from the show, so which means I can't use it.
No, that's what he means. Like, get the actual, put it on fishing wire and...
I have been tempted to ask my team just to rebuild a new Intrepid just so it won't crash, but it seems like such a stupid request. It's like, I have the real one, I have this fan one, why the hell would I get a separate one made? Because I have control over it. But why is that important to me? But I like having built the models for us. Like, our Defiant's beautiful, you know? Like we built, well, I'll cut that shot. Like, we built that. I didn't build it, but the team built it. And it looks like the model show one, but you can get way closer to it. It's pretty.
Mm.
That's a fun bitch to render. You can see from the Defiant let's try it. It's a lot to render this one.
I think, okay, let's say, how long are most of your films? Like 6 minutes?
They're all over 10. They've sort of been going up. The originally obviously 50 minutes Temporal Anomaly, Hours at Warp was 6 minutes, One Small Step was 8 minutes, Turning Gambit was 5 minutes, Icarus was 8, Duty Calls was 9, Battle of Vesak 2 is 12, the next one's 13-ish. So
the average for a while there was like 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, let's say 7.
Right.
Yeah.
I think everybody would be interested in hearing how much time and effort goes into a let's say a 10-minute long short. From filming, from writing, conceptualizing to writing to filming, getting the actors to everything. Like what is involved in that whole thing, and how long would you say it would take? And why is it worth funding the Indiegogo? Because obviously there's a lot involved with that. So
it depends what sort of short it is. The big 5 I pitched for last year are really freaking elaborate. And even with all the sets being built for other films in the meantime, there is so many edits and so many things to do. So those ones are always going to be more ambitious. That was kind of the point. You know, if you're going to do a couple, do a couple. The smaller ones are really creatively fun because you can throw in tiny situations. And let's take one of these small ones, for example, sort of like a 7-minute one. Writing the script is 2 to 3 days between the day job stuff that we do together, etc. If that is good. If it is really good, I can knock it out in a day and a half or a day if I'm really, really good. If it's not so good, a week.
You write on the train?
No, I have, but I don't tend to because travel sickness. I just tend to put headphones in and think and just keep thinking for the 2 hours. I try. But I've had some good breakthroughs in that time. I've also wrote some horrible false starts. For one of Nick's films I wrote, because I wrote him a second film, actually wrote him a film, and I wrote the intro 7 times on the train, and I scrapped it after every like 20 minutes, because I hated it. I just couldn't make it work. That was not fun. That was quite irritating, as you can imagine. Because it wasn't that none of them weren't good, it was just that they weren't vibing, because pace is really freaking... I mean, you know you've got magic, you know it. Filming, I try and keep to a day shoot if I can help it, because as soon as you go to 2 days, now I have to buy everyone hotels, all the food, so that's lunch, breakfast, dinner, all the drinks, that's the coffees, etc. all the travel expenses, etc. It more than doubles because you have the hotels, and I bring actors in the day before as well so that they can sleep. So, one of our shoots had like $580 just in hotels, which when I thought you guys would help me fund easily, it felt like not a big deal, but now it feels like a bigger deal. But it's fundamental. You don't want them to have to wake up at 6 to get to you and then expect them to film until 7 p.m. Which I expect them to, and then if we need to, we try to stop at sort of 6, but we will shoot until 7 if we have to. And Nick knows it sometimes until like 8. I think our latest was like 8:30 because if we just need to. And it's frustrating, obviously, but, you want to get them done. You don't have to do too much of, oh no, we left this, etc.
Well, Trekyard asks, do you have to pay the actors at all?
Sort of. When you have to pay everything involved in getting them there, it feels like you're paying them. Because if the hotel that weekend is like £120, you know what I mean? You're just burning cash. So it costs an amount to get them, and that varies throughout the year. And in fact, last year, the hotels were a lot less expensive. This summer, and Nick can attest, they doubled in price. And so it went from like £70 a hotel night to £150. Yeah. And it's like, well, okay. I mean, we have a very small house. You've seen it. The only room that could put the green screen is you could put people in, but obviously can't do both. So it's non-negotiable, the fact that it's a hotel, and you're at the whim of the pricing. And that's really annoying, but also if they're going to cost that much either way, just sort of say, fuck it, who cares, moving on, let's just do the film. Because the film is the important bit. As long as you guys can help me fund it, like, that's the important thing. Is telling the stories, getting actors in, them being comfortable, because they don't want to have to, like Nick will invest his own money and Emma will invest some of her own money because they want to. They've both bought things themselves, which is beautiful. But Nim and Marcus aren't Trek fans so much as actors who want to act,
Nick Cook says, I can attest there are some really ambitious films in there. Wish we could talk more about some of them.
Which, Nick, when we bring you on next time, we will spoil one, because the point of these are to give cool new things as well. Which I've got some stuff lined up as well.
And Matt Boardman throws in $50. Super proud of you, Sam, and the strides that you've made in your films. Each one gets more and more ambitious, and hopefully those who watch appreciate the risks that you take to show the things in different eras of Trek. Hopefully you're, in like 20 years, you can be making like actual, like real Star Trek films, and I'll be like, I knew that guy back when he was filming in front of a weird little thing. I have proof.
Well, let's be honest, Stuart. I mean, even if this is just fun, people are eventually, like, someone's going to notice one of these films for some reason. You have no idea who's watching or what. I mean, we know our viewer base isn't huge on Trekyards, but so many showrunners watch us. If these things eventually get me a foot in the door, hey, cool.
Yeah.
But also I've got to tell my own stories, and it's really nice not to be limited by copyright as well, or like licensing. There's only 25% different here. No, sir.
So Matt gave another $50, which is awesome. So just the one, he just did one in this live. But I'm saying he paid $50 before for our character models, which he still doesn't have probably.
Yes.
I mean, this is their 7th reminder. I just want him to know that I'm reminding you about this.
Yes,
stuff.
as you should.
Send them. Quadricourse, $2. Broke till payday.
Oh.
But here's a bit anyway. Thank you very much, Quadricourse.
Well, it's very kind when being broke.
Much appreciated.
Broke. Yes. This is Jericho? No, and that's not how to do it. But also, I wouldn't. Certain eras, yes, of Trek, people were not other things. And Trek and all, yes, props are not cheap either. They're just priced for someone to make my DS9 jacket, £600 for the work, and I brought everything else. Yeah, no, they're not cheap. I mean, I've got this great. Well, I mean, Nick talked about them for a second in the film. In this, here's Nick on our green screen holding up 2 phasers, because I can show it in the Indiegogo video. And I mean, you can attest. No, yeah, you've seen a real one, because we both experienced these things for the first time for real, which was, I'm glad I shared that with you, like, how good the real props are. But I mean, you can attest to the difference on screen. How would you summarize, like, what would you say the feel is of the 2 different ones?
Between Playmates and a real one?
Mm-hmm.
Well, real ones are... Real props are tricky.
Okay.
especially if they're a screen used, because a lot of them look like shit up close. Let's be fair. But they're a little bit more dense and heavy, and nothing really works on them generally. Whereas the Playmates ones have different pieces, and it's very light, it's very kid friendly. But honestly, I'd be more apt to be like, if I got shot with a phaser while holding a phaser, I'd be more apt to be whipping around a Playmates one than a prop. Just for the.
That is true.
Sometimes you see props get flung in the show, and you're like, Jesus Christ! And then you find out it was a stunt prop, and when you look at it up close and you see close-ups, it's like that looked like shit from the beginning, but you can't tell. So
yeah, I don't write those sorts of moments on purpose, for obvious reasons. But it's shocking the size difference, and your brain notices the difference.
Yeah,
the feel. And as he says in the content, the paint finish is different. The entire vibe of it is so different. And so when you have a good looking costume with a good looking prop with a good camera, the effect is of course, versus a Playmates. I'm even here because you know how the buttons get very loose over time. You know, you're walking or you see the belt clip. You're like,
would you be fine? Would you be fine with like a Playmates thing for background character?
Oh yeah. Sure.
That's holding it, because you're not gonna see it, right? So
yeah, if I was ever doing like a thing, if we ever went to America and did like this big event where as many people as possible, everyone had Playmates phaser, sure, yeah, I would rather have 8 people in the background with phasers than not, but certainly, yeah, that'd be fine. But you know, for those close-ups, etc. And it's in and these things cost the money. They aren't the most expensive in the world, but when you know what a real prop costs, a real replica. When you're used to a certain amount, you say, oh, but in comparison to what other things cost, that's reasonable. Versus someone else who's like, well, that's 7 Playmates phases. Well, yes.
To be fair, you can order stuff on Wish that's like resin, like 3D printed or whatever, that is the right proportions, can be painted to look good, and it's also durable. Like I could whip this and just worry about the paint chipping off. I have not repainted it yet. It still looks like shit.
Yeah.
I got it from Wish, and I do need to repaint it, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, 3D prints are absolutely valid. I don't discount those. Certainly, if I was doing a scene where I needed like 10 people, I would 100% go to Etsy and get some 3D prints. But it's very hard to hide a 3D print from anyone below industry professional because you can see the lines. Now, some props they blend in with the lines,
but not so much anymore. Yeah, some of the new high-end printers, you don't see anything like that.
But then you need a high-end person to be selling them. That's what I'm saying. Like, most Etsy sellers aren't going at the highest level. But
I'm just saying those are more available for public purchase now, and they're quite reasonably priced.
Yeah. Like
an 8K printer is like a high-resolution printer. So.
But certainly when I was looking at phasers 2 years ago, I wasn't going to spend... I was happy to spend 15 times the price. I thought I spent 10 times the price to get a Resin Hero version because it looked better. And also, a fan made a model versus I know the people that made my phasers had originals at one point to base theirs off. And they are different to each other. But you don't know that, even the subtlety of I see loads of TNG phasers that just get the bulbousness of it wrong, which is fine, unless they see one. Mm-hmm. So I'd rather, and once you get them, they pay off in dividend because they're able to use them every other time, etc. So it's more a case of invest early, use them as many times as possible.
Matt Boardman says, when working on TNG HD, there were a lot of things that we had to fix in props, makeup, models, and sets just because stuff was hidden in standard definition. Once they were in standard or high definition, the quality was painfully obvious. Indeed. Paint brush strokes on the doors of some of the doors in TNG.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's why it's fun to texture those sets because they're painted wood. They're not metal. They don't try and be metal. They're painted wood, and they're not actually that reflective. They're shockingly not reflective, actually. But also, Gorgonzola says, "Does a cute science officer in the thumbnail count as clickbait? Worked for me for sure." I mean. Wasn't trying to be. It worked, but I wasn't trying to be. I just put the, the character that's in it, isn't it? I've got a style and it works, and I'm very happy with that. Because what I like about my thumbnail style is that you can know exactly which cast and which era the film is. Just that one shot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Which means if you ever want to like watch the Nim collection, it'd be hard to see out of order because you'd see it roughly era appropriate. And if you could see their pips, you could go even more accurate. But Stuart, do you want to? Do you want an exclusive? Do you want a thing?
No.
Okay then.
No, you show me a lot of exclusives. I'm fine.
Bored with them.
But somebody out there might want to see it. Maybe they should super chat like $10 for an exclusive.
Or even $5. Let's be honest, because $5 equals $10, Stuart.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
I've got a few.
Can you give a tease as what the exclusive is so that people might be?
Even more props. And it's fun to see them in context. And I actually have some video clips as well that I lined up. When we get Emma on, I'll do some behind the scenes. Because I've got into a rhythm of doing behind the scenes content as well, because you're never going to get that again. And trying to interview them, a year later, saying, "So how was it like working on this film?" They're like, I don't remember, which is fine. So interview them while they're there. And most of the actors know, like, okay, we're doing interview now. I'm gonna zone out and be awake for you now, and because it very much is like, right, let's be awake. Let's do our interview piece. My favorite one I did, which I actually showed, which is in the pile for one of these later lives, is Marcus's rap on Convergence, but he had more to film, but isn't that costume I wanted to rap in, so I did a fake it's a rap, and then went back into the costume and just continued. Because it's such a good look. So I have a fake it's a rap. Which makes me happy.
Squadron Course throws in $2. Here's $2 towards $10. Someone get the rest.
Oi.
Squadron Course, you're broke till payday. Stop super chatting.
But also, what a lad.
Well, you've already done $8. So good job.
That's true.
Math. It's the power of math, people.
Yes. Although I haven't done any... no, it's right. Well, oh my god. So you remember how...
Okay,
Oh, no.
I was going to have a question.
Yeah.
Are you like deliberately avoiding TOS because TOS is so overdone?
So I've got one full TOS film that's already been filmed. And it's got... So I'm not avoiding it, but... And I have the bridge set we built, I have the corridor, I have the transporter room, and I have the crew quarters. So those sets I have built in 3D in varying degrees. The issue is that I only have one character in that era, Killian. Are you able to film in my house? No. You say that, but you need to film in the same place, otherwise it won't work. That's the point. It has to be on my cameras and my green screen to do it properly as a proper character. Can't do it over Skype without being the cheeky ways I've included you, like this, small ways. And so I can, I've been not developing the cast because cast cost more money, more time, more logic, more air. And I know the uniforms fit. And I've spent, I think, $4,000 on uniforms, $5,000 on uniforms. I mean, I've spent way more. I've spent about what I've earned so far just on uniforms. They're fucking expensive, right? I don't want to have to buy another 5 TOS uniforms that are going to look okay, because they're getting good replicas of those. Used to be easy, now it's really difficult. And that's sucky. It's really frustrating, right? It would be cool to put one of my people back in TOS, but I don't want to cast new people and do, it's like, eh. I might have a TOS story with a cosplayer who is interesting, but they've said, oh, I'm doing my own film, and then wait for me to do that film first. I'm like, well, that could take 8 months, so okay.
Well, Trek recasts actors all the time, right? You want to be like real Trek, so recast some of your actors into different roles.
Well, I've done that once for Dad's film, and it still felt weird because I'm trying to be continuity-y. And if I have 4 Marcuses playing 4 different characters, it just feels weird. Like, it's fine to do different. That's why TNG is so good, because you've got all the different uniforms in the same breadth. And also, I say that, but also Nim does play her own grandmother and great grandmother, and Marcus plays his own dad with a whole lot of CGI enhancement. So I've done that a bit. And no, they've all played more than one person. Except Nick, who's just played himself younger. Yeah.
Squadra course,
Yeah.
$5. It's okay, I don't need to eat today. And Ozzy throws in $20. Again, thank you, Ozzy. You need the Hammerhead Borg.
Well, we did talk about that yesterday. How can I make a Borg something?
Yep.
I am tempted. I have been tempted for a while now. But again, I assumed I'd get this funding so I could think about other things and do more things, potentially. Okay, so here is a shot. Well, I mean, these are all behind-the-scenes things, but... I mean, they're not all, but this is a behind-the-scenes shot. This is, I don't get to do everything all the time, but this is a fun little... He's not playing. Yeah, so believe it or not, this is actually a still from the Star Trek Stargate crossover.
That's that one I'm looking forward to seeing for sure.
Me too, which we crowdfunded last time, and we've shot all of it except the Stargate ship segment. Yes, which is small. That's just cut to ship. And I'll give some mild spoilers for context, because it's really fun, really fun film. So originally the film was going to be Killian playing Stargate and Star Trek, and Marcus playing Stargate and Star Trek. That was really the concept. But 4 days from our first day of shooting, Killian's housemate got COVID, but also he wasn't saying how much of the script he learned. He was specifically not answering that question. And it was not a short script, because they're both professional actors, they both come with that professionalism, you expect them to come ready to go. And it's a very bouncy script, so you need to have the back, but you can roll through it really quickly. It was a really good script. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's not being honest, maybe, because he didn't learn the script and he didn't want to walk up on set and know 2 pages of 20. And I was like, right, well, this is not good. So I said, well, I owe all of you guys who donated for that to write and make that film. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to scrap that story, do a whole different story that I can do with Marcus and Nim, who'd be more reliable, and do that instead. So that's what I did. We did a 1.5 day Marcus shoot and a 2 day Nim and Marcus shoot, so it's a 4 day shoot in total so far. And this story now is far more Trek than Gate, but Gate has a bigger presence inside of it. By that, I mean that because of something or other, the Enterprise E finds a pole jumper. However, bad things have happened that leave Marcus alone on the Enterprise, and he must save his crew. And so he goes a bit John McClane.
John Wick.
John McClane.
Oh, John McClane.
So it's a little bit Die Hard on an Enterprise. Hence, he's fully armed, which was really fun.
Is he wearing shoes though?
No.
Or is he barefoot?
he's in socks. Yeah. Marcus is too tall for the green screen, so he's always in socks. Every scene, he's never wearing shoes. And that was really fun to have him fully kitted out, because he's in a lot of scenes he's doing tactical things, and he sometimes swaps between the weapons if he runs. You know, there's things that happen, and to see him like have to learn how to like have a rifle, get out a tricorder, scan, use the rifle, put it back, like to because he's, you know, I said to him, Marcus, you've used this for 20 years, these props, as in your character, do better. He's like, Jesus Christ. Because they've got to look like professional, haven't they? They've got to look like they've been doing them for years, especially the phase and tricorders. And that was great, because it's, you know, hard to justify using a phaser rifle, but I thought, yes, this is a good one, because Stargate are known for their guns, so it was a fun counterbalance of we're fully armed and you're fully armed. Any questions?
When are we going to see this? Because I want to see this. This sounds really good.
That one is entirely on hold until the Enterprise E bridge gets LCARsed, because a bridge like that, I mean, finally our LCARs guy. Oh, thanks, Squadra.
Thanks, Squadra Course. Enjoy your work.
Yes. I mean, the Enterprise E, I think you'd agree, is one of the most LCARS-y bridges.
Yeah.
And my guy took a 6-month sabbatical from LCARS. Which was an annoying.
Do I know who this guy is? I think I know who this is.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. So I was not happy with. I mean, it's fine, whatever. But so that I can't do it without a bridge. And a lot of it takes place on the bridge. I also need to build a random room he ducks into and always gets killed in that I have to design. But I have all the other sets. Oh, and I've got to build a Stargate planet with a Stargate and a thing.
So, Matt has a question.
Yeah.
You have a release schedule for the films that those who are watching might be able to see, so they can look forward to future films from you.
I mean, I would expect sort of one every 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
I've certainly filmed way more that I'm not going to film as many of as I've already shot going forward. So I'm now in the sort of the epilogue. It was funny when we filmed Convergence in the summer. It felt like doing Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
It felt like we dealt with Thanos. This was the big mountain that we climbed, and everything else is like Phase 4. And Phase 4 is way more small scale, chill. No one cares as much. Because we've climbed the mountain, but they're still important to the overall story. But you've kind of done the big thing. It's not to say you won't have suddenly a holiday special, whatever vibe. Oh, this other little idea, but it's certainly down to fumes of like boom. If the campaign had gone past 30k, I'd be like, well, I can, rather than saying let's do 20 small ones, I can say, well, let's do a cool one here or there. But certainly I'm need to raise it at some point, even if it's not this year, if it's next year.
Oh, you should probably share the Indiegogo link too.
Yeah.
That might be helpful.
Yes,
in case anybody wants to go check it out.
Yes, they should. Let me do that. But certainly...
Guys, hit that like button. Well, I was going to say hit that like button. We have 29 people watching and 29 likes. But somebody out there hasn't hit like yet. I can guarantee it. So hit that like button. Let's try to get up to 40. Keep the super chats coming, guys. That is awesome. We're doing very well. Keep in mind that each super chat you send gets doubled essentially during this live. So not on your part. You donate $10, we chip in another $10 to put towards the Indiegogo. So you're helping out big time if you super chat. There is the link. Go check it out. Either after the live or during the live. Don't care. But take a look. And we've got a poll.
Yes.
The poll is, have you watched less than 5 Trek fan films? More than 5 Trek fan films? Literally no Star Trek fan films. Loads of Trek fan films.
Yes.
Go vote. Matt Boardman, do you have a favorite moment from one of your films?
Here's another little fun shot. Of the ones I've already released, I'll have a look. I liked when we filmed Nim's film where she's on the Defiant and she gets she gets sent to the Defiant. I like how we shot the 3rd scene and the 4th scene 6 months apart and no one noticed. Because that was really satisfying. Obviously, then Emma's thing, I filmed her film a month earlier and I filmed her the last scene like the day before release. That was pretty funny as well. I liked when I saw I could age up Nim and it worked. That was a good moment. Like, this is gonna work, because that was not guaranteed. I hadn't done digital aging before. I think each film has a genuine success moment of that worked, because I try and do something new each time. For Velsac, it was scale. It was, can I get the pacing to work? I'd never done a doc format of a narrator that has a the eyes of God appear. What the expression is. They see above the battlefield of the story and they can talk about other things. It's like she's mentioning 7 of 9, which means it's post Voyager, but then that's post that's obviously post the story you're watching, etc. So there's fun context. In Duty Calls with Emma, that's the first time I tried to say I'm going to do an entirely CG background plate with 6 animated characters that are all different. That was a huge, like, you can't do a, you know, like the first 4 films were a bit absent of people on purpose. There was an entire mess hall scene, and you don't think that looks like a mess hall. Like, you don't think that looks like crap. It works fine. It doesn't look amazing. It works fine. It's better than, you know, it achieved a goal there. Icarus was, can I use this set fully? Can I do, like, I think 21 different shots of the bridge to really give like a big feel, and that worked as well. So it's each one's kind of a success moment.
Avarice Animations says, I hope you will see a Trek short in the Enterprise era.
Yeah. I've got something. It's tricky because, again, I've done my main storylines. I would love to do a couple other side things because I've got the Keeley that's from the NX era. But again, that's like a more, you know, the 30k is to finish what I'm doing. You know, isn't necessarily doing more, and I gotta be able to finish the ones I'm doing. I would like to. The NX is tricky as well though, because the sets are a bitch to make because they're very complicated. I don't think you would feel it was cool just to have a one person walking around a planet in an NX costume. You know, that wouldn't be enough. You know. And besides the Aaron Vanderklay things, that he did NX so well. You know, I'm not going to buy 5 NX costumes and etc. So it's there is some NX in this next short that comes out next week. I'll say that, which was really fun to be able to do because I have a beautiful model of the NX-01 from Mark Bell, and I never get to use it. And it's really nice. I know the original model. It's really freaking close. So I was like, oh. I can put it here. It mostly works context-wise. But yeah, there. Gotta put it there.
Now, if you had more, like a bigger area to film too,
yes,
would you be doing more dynamic camera movements and stuff?
Yep, yeah. Yep, 100%. If I had the convergence and temporal anomaly green screen setups, I would be entirely different how I'd film. I'll be honest with you. I do way more experimental angles. I do way more real, like, walk and talks and stuff. You've seen my front room. It's a very small space. I get away with murder in that space. And many shots, I have to rotoscope.
You heard it here first, folks. You just admitted to murder.
Yes. No. What? No. What? No. And yeah, I also, you know, I do quite a lot of rotoscoping around people so that they, you know, because if the room could be lit, if the green could be like self-lit by like its own light and was the entire wall, it'd be a good size screen. But you've got to remember, guys, that you've got to put the lights in front of the screen and then peel in front of the lights. So you're losing several foot of dimension. So it's tricky. Yeah.
Is there any thought of having actors across the globe participate in your films like Matt Miller was able to from Australia in your film with Emma?
Mm-hmm. Well, if we jump back to the cast announcement thing, that's a great question because it's sort of already answered, but it's all good. So in the trailer video, we do specifically mention them. So obviously the cast is Nim, Marcus, Alexa, Emma, and Nick. There are 5 primaries. And then Sean, he's flown in from Ireland to film. Beth, trained in from London to film. Killian, London to film. Gary's filmed.
Did you fly the guy in from Australia?
No, but he already had a full green screen setup for his work, so I could get away with him. He had a professional camera and a proper green screen. So I was like, I could kind of cheat with him, like do it a bit better. But I'll tell you what, in his standing shot, if he's like this, I had to tell him to be like, do this, because all the space you have, because his finger was literally at the edge of his screen, which was pretty funny. Gary, this is actually a shot from my film that he shot for me, which is nice. So he shot, although he did skip some bits, so I'm not overly enthralled about editing it, because we'll see, because because obviously he was filming himself, like they were filming, so when he was reading my script to say, oh, I don't want to do that, and skipped it. It's like, well, right? So we'll see how that turned out. But it's a fun little film. It does link to the future people. I kind of had to make it, but Gary's in that as a nice part. Well, I assume so. I haven't watched the whole thing, but he had a proper camera guy doing his films. So that'll look a lot nicer. Jacob from the Czech, he's on a film. He's in the one with the Norway. Obviously, he's in the Fleeting Moments of Peace. Is that what it's called? He's in the original. And he's all filmed. This is from him. So he's Kate from Aaron Van Cleer's films. She recorded a doc with us. Because she had one more day of shooting in a contract with Aaron, and I said, do you think you should film this for us? He was like, because it's just sit down and talk, it's a doc. And I said, but wouldn't it be great to have a crossover with you, Aaron? And she was like, I'll ask. She said yes, and then it ended up being that she was too ill to film that day, so to rebook her like a month later, and she had like a whole extra day. So I've got that filmed, which is nice. And Tyler from Aaron from Avalon Universe, he's this character, and I actually I video called with him in a store to buy these props and costumes to have a shitty looking costume that was on purpose. So this is something we built together. So yeah, we've got a pretty good international cast. I sort of stopped doing big crossovers because they took 7 or 8 months to film it for me. One of the Avalon Universe team took 9.5 months to film their bit. I'm like, that's great, but also really 9.5 months.
I'm just saying, I got a lot of room. I could buy a green screen and get a camera.
You could. Wouldn't it just be easier if I just came there and just shot with you my cameras?
It wouldn't be, because that's very expensive.
Oh.
Plus, well, I'm just saying.
Yes.
I have feelings, you know.
I'm shooting with you tomorrow, so which we keep forgetting to do, but that's really important.
Wow.
Guys, super chat.
I don't know what to say.
We're $200. No, we're $40 from Trekyards minimum, which is great. But everything gets doubled, so every donation here is a donation there. Or go put in the Indiegogo as well, because there are some fun perks. Oh, and I didn't talk about the new perk. I had a new perk today. A brand new perk. So this is actually quite a fun one, and this will be hard to do, but that's why I want to do it, because I want to, you know, do it for you all. So I had a new perk today. It's name a starship. So this is a silly perk, but it's a fun perk. At this perk level, you can tell me the name. Good night, Nick. You can name a starship in the Trek shorts, which will have a close-up, so you will see it on the screen. It'll be a ship class that makes sense for the scene. You can name, registry, whatever you want. Ideally, it'll be a good name. I'd rather not have USS Buttkisser in a Trek shorts, but I'm not going to say necessarily no to it, but I'd rather not. Pick a name. So if you've got a Star Trek Online ship that you've like had for 10 years and you really want to see it in live action, as it were, I will absolutely endeavour to make each one have a close-up, either around DS9 or something, because you can always like cut from a shot of that ship to DS9, and so you can have the ship in shot, etc. Yeah. Or in a fleet shot, you're like, there is my ship. It'll legitimately be your ship, and you'll get a render of your ship with a custom registry, which by itself would cost a few bucks anyway. So, and these will be the best models that are available of that ship. So if you want to name a ship that will appear on screen, the perk is only 10 available. So if you genuinely want to do that, please get it.
And Leslie Knott, member for 7 months at the rank of Admiral. Thank you, Admiral.
Amazing.
Any tribbles in the production?
Oh God, Marie's joked about adding tribbles because she bought 3 tribbles at a convention. She wanted to collect all the tribbles. We do actually have 4 tribbles if we put all our heads together. That has occurred to me, but not quite yet.
And Sobraxis, no. Leslie also puts in $5 and says $5 to the fleet. Thank you so much, Leslie. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you.
USS Bodie McBoatface.
I mean, I'm not going to say you can't name it that.
But he will say you can't name it that.
It does depend.
You're way too picky to have something like that, and you would make sure the name wasn't seen in that case.
No, it has to be seen. That's specifically the point. I guess I'll just pick a sillier short that could justifiably have a stupid name. But then it's like, you know, that's a joke. Per real name, you know, you've had a name for 20 years. You know, it's such a fun idea. Because there'll be fleet shots, there'll be all sorts. I'll probably even go back and like re-render a ship to include them, etc. I think there's a DS9 fleet shot in one of them with Marcus that like the idea is that it's because it's actually a TNG film, I believe, but it cuts to him in the future. What?
Leslie is actually Leslie is actually Matthew. Matthew McLean. His son changed his name and he's trying to find out how to set it back. So that's Leslie. That's Matthew McLean, actually.
Jesus. So. Right. Okay.
Oh, kids. Thank you for messaging me, Matthew.
Yes. But yeah, there's a shot where it jumps from like a TNG era to the Dominion War era, and I rarely see people in the Dominion War because it's very dramatic, and the impetus is that it's the E leading a fleet that's just been battered heavily back home, and so there's a whole fleet of ships, and you know, not looking so good, etc. But yeah.
Oh, there, Doc Mac. He's changed it back. He's taken. Blame my son. I took his computer. There you go. Welcome back, Doc McGillicuddy. That's Matthew, by the way.
Yes. But Stuart, somebody has now taken up one of those 10 slots. Who do you think?
Ooh.
Do we know that would have taken up those slots?
Matt.
No, well, no. Mark Lawrence, president, has now named a ship in the Trek universe.
What's he naming it?
Oh, I don't know. You have to tell me.
Doc McGillicuddy wants to name a ship too, so he's any link. So reshare the link.
Yes. It is nice to get
Doc McGillicuddy's a good guy. Speaking of Doc, I need you to message me again about that 3D printer situation. Ooh. Not sure what I want to do with that. So.
I wish I knew some guy in Bedford that had like he's an 8K printer. Like truly in my town, I could go and see, because it would be, you know, you could be unstoppable if you actually had one locally.
Well, I might be getting one soon, so I can help you out, my friend.
Because that international shipping really is so cheap.
It's not that bad if you put it on a slow boat from China.
Fair, yeah.
It's not that expensive, honestly. Well, I'm shipping like huge things.
I mean, I got butt destroyed with some shipping for Star Wars stuff. I mean, you know.
Yes, Matt, we can pin the link for the Indiegogo, but then it would remove my other pin saying that every super chat you make is doubled. But I will pin that instead. So that's more important than junk.
Mark, hey, just email me today. I mean, I know you, so I can throw that hat in the ring, right there first. This is why it's nice to know these things before I actually, you know, make those films, because with a few things still in production, I can then put them in. But that's great, Mark. I'm really glad you get to do that. I hope you'll pick a real name.
Oh, Mark will.
Yeah. But I hope he does, because that'd be fun.
USS Trekyards.
Well, there is I did do a USS Foley. And there's a few shots of that refit. Do you want to see my? Let me load up the shot I really like of the Foley, of this version of the Foley, of this version of this refit of this non-canon Foley.
So this is another Foley that's not actually the Foley. Okay.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Gotta stop doing that. It's really confusing people. I'm getting the refit Foley like all fleshed out and interiorized and everything with the cutaways and shit. So, and nobody's really seen the refit Foley yet. So,
Yep. Let me see. So this is non-exclusive. I have this. Well, is this in a? No, I guess this is a new. I haven't seen the shop yet. Okay, it's an exclusive. There you go, Stuart. Not exclusive. Yay. Where is it? Okay, so it's a video, obviously, because it's a CG shot. And this is Stuart probably hasn't. I mean, am I shown you? I don't remember.
No, I don't think so. This isn't right.
Because in one of the shorts, the non-canon short, the Foley does appear, and this is a shot I really enjoyed making with the Foley and the Sayer. And I just really liked the composition and the deliberate choice of, well, you know what ship it is. Hint. So yeah, this is one of the cutaways. And it's fun, because the whole film, you kind of thought the ship you were in is quite big. Then the Foley appears, and this shot happens, you're like, oh. Foley. Yeah.
Oh man, I like that. I have not seen that as an exclusive to me.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, from either angle, you can't tell, but it does say Foley there. Like, it's not subtle, but also it's where it is. And it's such a, yeah, I really like the framing of it. And the parallax of it.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
My name's everywhere, and yet still not connected to me, which is awesome.
Well, we did talk about, do you want to call it the Foley or not? Because you're Captain Foley on the Foley, but because it's non-canon, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can show you the registry shot as well. I mean, I don't mind sharing a double, Stuart, because, you know, we love our fans. This is the actual registry shot when we greet the ship for the first time. So that's the actual... Look, it's the Foley. Versus, look, it's a ship. Boilers,
now, unfortunately, I have my delay, so hold on.
Oh yeah,
I really love this. I really love this L-cars, by the way.
Yes.
2174 dash what?
Dash A, I guess.
Wow, the refit is actually NXC 2174-1.
I think is your birthday? 21.
Well, 21's not, but 74 is the year I was born. Yeah.
Okay, that must have been. There is logic behind this. I don't know why today, but I did this a while ago. But there's a logic, because it takes a little while to texture these things, so there's certainly a reason.
That's great.
But yeah. But that's yeah.
Cool.
But I mean, I have one to include Stuart for sure. It's just harder to actually get him properly.
And Little King asks, how was your drive earlier, Cap? It was very good. Beautiful day for going around cruising the Camaro. So thank you for asking. How was your day at work? Are you still at work, or have you gone home? Hit like if you have not hit like, by the way, guys. 27 people, well, 29 people here, 33 likes. Trying to still hit 40. So 7 more likes if possible. If you haven't voted on the poll, go vote on the poll as well.
Well,
keep super chats coming. Yeah, every super chat gets doubled today, so by us. So.
And in fairness, we're only only £290 away from 4,000. Not to say we can get to 4,000, but we can certainly get closer. So, you know. I mean, it's one of those things where every bit of money actually helps make a film. It's nice.
So, Lil, I assume you're working till 8, so enjoy that. And yeah.
So let me explain this shot then while it's on the thing. This is the second intentional short we ever made. Versus the, wow, my cast screwed me because one had to cancel because of COVID or because of illness. Someone's booked and I've got to shoot something else. This is actually intentional. And this is one called In the Line. No. Oh, there is a trailer for it. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the official Marcus prequel film, which is why he's got a shaved face again. He's a lieutenant in the film, which is weird because he's an ensign later. And Nick will be de-aged for the entire film because he's younger. I'm not in it. I just want to be in costume to get a three-person selfie because there's 3 colours. I'm not in the film at all. I'm even in Starfleet. Yeah, I'm in Starfleet, but I'm not actually there. And this is really fun. Fun. It's quite a dark film actually because the acting and the scenario. It's quite and because I'm always ever evolving what I try and do. When I started the film, I didn't have access to a Galaxy model I could use just a lot, and then Mark Bell finished one, and so I talked about a lot of CG in the script, but couldn't show it. Maybe to do through LCARs, But about a year and a half later, to go back in and make all like 21 shots, actually make them, and so now the thing's filled with space effects.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see a de-age next entire film too.
Looks like Ozzy, he says Spirit Commander, did the starship name, so it looks like Ozzy also donated for the starship name.
Well, it has not come.
So he's going to call it the USS Okie Dokie.
Oh, that's a good one though.
Or the USS Skeleton Hands.
I would
or
accept
the
both
USS
of those.
Skeleton Hands. USS Great Koala.
Yeah. Oh, I feel the koala would smite that ship instantly.
Or just USS Koala.
Yeah. I mean, any of your catchphrases would kind of work. Come out to the USS Okie Dokie warping in to save the day. That's a
good save the day ship.
That is a good, yeah.
There's a ship coming in. Oh my god, they've destroyed 2 of the attackers. What ship is it? The Okie Dokie.
I mean, it's on the same vein as the lollipop, but just on the 51%, it could happen. That's great. Well, hopefully it'll tell me before the end of the live so we can update the number and show everyone, because it's fun to have that live on stream. But it's nice. There's only 10 of those. So if you want like to have your ship name, that is limited.
So Braxis says, I will try to ask Tom from Orange River YouTube channel to promote this fan film campaign via a YouTube short or shout out or something. Cannot promise anything though. Maybe I'll promise him that one ship.
I mean, hey, if he wants me to have me come on and talk about the thing, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to talk about it.
McGillicuddy, you spelled Khan wrong. For the love of Christ, guys. Khan is Khan. It's in the title of the movie. Everyone spells it wrong, and it's so annoying. Doc.
Does your vengeance know no bounds? No, I'm definitely intending to reach out to podcast groups and stuff next week, and see if I can, make some waves. Because I do think, obviously I am heavily biased, but I'm doing a lot of fun work for no money. The amount of effort this all takes, the value that people are getting for the money is kind of insane. And so, I think it's for the community. We all want to see these films. We all want to see Trek and all these cool things we brought to life. And it's like, I was kind of assuming that people would be, happy to give, lots of people would have to give a little bit, which would mount up. Because it's almost like a public service. Like, people should get these films, these really cool ideas with these really cool ships. They're worth seeing for fans. So, you'd think people would really want to jump in and help.
Matt Berman, but can you imagine a bad guy in a film saying that ship name? The Okie Dokie, we meet again.
Oh, there he comes in. Aussie, £15 for Ships of Short Trek poster. Which I like that. Oh, hey, Aussie, you just got us 12%. Yeah.
Good job.
That's a legitimate achievement. Fantastic. Yeah, that's going to be a fun poster, because that's like, I keep adding more stuff to it, which is great. Which means every ship gets smaller, but it's kind of fun, because then you get to see them in context. And I'll definitely send you one, Stuart, etc.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's show another fun exclusive then that I've got prepped. Oh, actually, I can show a behind the scenes clip. Actually, show a behind the scenes clip.
Cool.
So this is Nick and Nim on one of our shoot days. Hopefully, it's got a good audio level. Hi, Nim.
Hey.
What are we doing?
Oh, well, I'm leaving. So London branch is out and Scottish branch is in.
Scottish branch is in. Although technically I am London branch because I was also born in London. So, Scottish London branch.
So you're stealing her crown saying London branch in, but really not really, I'm here too.
Mostly Scottish.
It's Nick's turn now. Good luck.
Captain Hunter. We've talked about a lot today, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah, I have.
Well, I haven't, but,
You've been travelling and we've been talking about you.
Yes.
Yeah. Plane was fine, actually.
That's good.
It was easier getting here than it was, Northampton?
Was it?
Yeah, okay. Definitely.
Luton's good, though. It is simple.
Yeah, it was very simple.
And then Nim say with enthusiasm, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Nick, you're starting.
If it's no Scottish, it's crap.
Oh goodness. Bye guys.
Bye.
Not really sure what they said at the end there because I didn't watch the whole clip, but what a cast, eh? Can't hear you.
Because I muted myself. I said it's frozen on my end, so I couldn't even enjoy it. It's just frozen.
Oh.
Which is weird.
That's weird.
Hopefully the live stream is not frozen.
Yes. Yeah, I think I was watching it. Could you guys hear it?
Good luck.
Yes, they were talking. Okay, good. Yeah. Good team. I mean, it would, could be lovely. I would, if this thing had blown past 30k, I would have said, Stuart, totally fly down and film something with somebody. Some things I would have.
No, you wouldn't have. Don't even lie.
No. Totally would have. Because if I can get 30k, then I actually haven't spent much to make them versus spending all my money. I'm therefore able to spend all my money because I've spent less versus spent most of my money already. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. But no, it's been a fun project. I mean, you know how much I love all the different canons, etc. So everybody come together and learn and be characters and.
Now, are you gonna have any clips like bloopers or blooper reels?
Oh my god!
I still want a Trekyards blooper reel, and I want the audio sync in 3, 2, 1. I want that just all of them strung together.
The super
cut,
clap cup. Gosh, yeah. I mean, there's
some funny ones. Come on, we have fun with that.
Yes, we do. There's definitely a lot of bloopers, and each actor has a different sort of blooper technique between being like over the top and swearing and sometimes if they're mad at themselves, that really comes across as well. It's like oh sort of vibe, which is fine. Like it's funny.
Actors, they got to do their thing.
Like I loved making the Temper Omni blooper reel because that was a whole not ordeal, but that was like let's go in and let's find. Like I hadn't watched the clips, so I had to watch every single second of footage again after like 8 years. I think I found 50 minutes of bloopers.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I mean, including like funny things that happen aren't literally just shit. Like a thing that happens that's funny. You know what I mean? Off the take. Out of it's a week's worth of filming. I think we probably like 7 hours worth of filming on camera, 9 hours. I took it down to 3 minutes. So it was the best of the best. Plus you have a framework of edits. And it was really weird to hear them swear as well. Because, like, you know what I mean?
I remember watching that and I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it's rare. That was the fun of it. That was really fun. So yeah, it'll be definitely cool to do, because once I stop filming and it moves to post only, then yeah, I'll say, well, here's a, because this channel I've built for the Trek shorts with Sony Films, there will be blooper reels who'll get, only 300, 500 views. That's not the point. They're fun to have,
Mm-hmm.
They have commentaries. I've filmed several commentaries of several people of several films, and that's really fun too, to be able to see their thoughts as well. Because it should be this little legacy of Trek. When Hidden Frontier did their web series in the 2000s, that was such a tour de force of its own thing. And at the time, people were watching like, oh my god, they're doing a web series and it's full and it's whatever. So it'd be nice to, in 10 years, be able to look back and say, hey, he's got this entire collection of shorts with some supplementary content, etc. That's gonna be lovely. Oh, why Stuart?
My computer decided to. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. My microphone, I think, just officially died.
I mean, I can still hear you from the microphone, but now I'm hearing a huge beep noise. Oh, I went down.
There we go. That fixed it.
Jesus.
I think. Sturm von Ulk, member for 27 months at the rank of commander.
That's such a long time.
You can count on me for a ship name.
See, this is
There
the
you go.
Trekyards audience. This is
it looks like
meant for you guys.
It looks like Doc McGillicuddy has already. He said he paid.
Oh.
So check again. I don't know. Subraxis, £20. Oof.
Damn.
Awesome. I know that it is your fan film, but please do not accept any demented names for the ships. Like I was previously joking with we didn't actually. That didn't come through. One of our moderators saw that, and I couldn't even see it. So
I didn't see it.
Otherwise, I will chip in more on the later date. Later date at Indiegogo.
Yeah, I definitely expect people at the end when there's time left. But you just did donate through the tip chat.
You should have people send you a list of like 3 to 4 names, so you can kind of choose which is not ridiculous.
I mean, but I also think it's very much perk for like us, the Trekyards audience, which is brilliant. I love that I can do that because I would, if this was me, I would give money to me to do this. If I was a fan, I would say yes, put Horizon, put whatever. Right? I would, So if you've got one chance, why make it a joke name? Make it a cool name. I'll even I'll even do like if I've already got an archer, I'll do another archer just because you want to call it that. Like I'm fine with that. But I do have 3 new contributions I've said to come through. We have Paul Osborne, £50 for a name of a ship. Ooh. Dave, £200. Got a 2-star admiral. What the hell's a 2-star admiral get?
He doesn't even know.
I don't, because I had a really fun time inventing this stuff, but that was a busy old day. 2-star admiral, and I love my thumbnail things. Welcome, Admiral. You get all the digital captain perks and 5 physical film posts. He gets physical stuff, all signed by the director, if you so wish, at this level. Also make sure that 3 of them are signed by lead actors from their films. Cool! That's going to get us over the 4,000 in a minute. Cool! And also, Matthew, for a ship name as well. So we're at 12%, 3,725. Now we're at 4,040!
And Dave Gregory says, really looking forward to this. I assume that's the same Dave that did the $200. £200.
Zing, which now means we have now used up 3 out of the 10 pick a ship names. So that is now 30% more rare. Excellent 4,000. Excellent. Good. Which I can then, and obviously the super chats as well. I'm intending to release a new trailer on Saturday. Now, shall I super chat tease, or do people want to save it? Okay, I'll leave it up to you guys. For a $25 super chat, I will reveal the first finished shot, and Matt's seen it. It's a hell of a spoiler, but it's really freaking cool. It tells you what happens in the trailer, and that's okay. You've never seen this before. I was going to show you, and then we did a live instead. I was going to send you after, but you're here now. So $25. I'll put it in. I'll spoil what's coming out on Saturday, because I really want to see what you guys think live. That'll be fun. And it's just one of the many shots of this ship for the first time. I'm really excited for you to see it, because we worked hard on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Doc McGillicuddy says he wants the USS Red Dwarf, please.
Do it. Email.
That's a great name.
That is.
Great name.
That's really good. I guess. Yeah, because you can message the Indiegogo page and it comes to my email as an Indiegogo note. So do that with the name. That's a really, really great. That's really, really good.
You should have a red stripe on that ship. Like, it's California class style.
Yeah, see, that makes sense. Can I be a Cerritos class and make it red? That's... Yes!
Yeah, I have good ideas. You never asked me. Sure. Just
that's a really... Doc, if you want that, that's a great idea. It's hard to see the registry because it's in the butt-ass end of the ship. But that's a good idea.
Well, you can plaster it on the front of that ship. Just it's unique. It's different.
Yeah.
Sharing your Indiegogo on all of the socials. Best of luck. I love what you have done so far. Well, thank you, Dave.
Thank you. We do try.
Amazing.
And Sturm says, USS UBC NCC 62604. UBC.
UBU.
Sorry, UBU. The C just turned. Care to give the logic of that?
UBU, man.
If that's the logic, great. But yeah, no. As soon as the campaign finishes, I'll be emailing.
I like the Cerritos idea with the.
It's a really good idea.
Because I like, yeah. Well, not the Cerritos, the California class with the red. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. And Paul, Paul puts in UBU. But what is the? Okay, yeah, Lauren, yeah. But what is the logic behind the name?
Shouldn't the USS Red Dwarf be an Odyssey class? Should be a Borg cube, just a red Borg cube. USS Red Dwarf written on it, a captured Borg cube. I like it.
Some call them Botany Bays, some call them Red Dwarfs. Flames to the side. Yeah, Captain. Yeah, so I was watching. Can Captain Lister report to the Red Dwarf, please? Can Captain Lister please report?
Yeah. Yes, you should have that in the background. That'd be great.
Well, I've got fun idea. I'm tempted to do a name a ship captain and have a that joke, but I can't do 10 of those because that's slightly harder to integrate. But there's a few of those ideas I've got lined up as perks as we go, because I really want people to of our audience specifically to be like part of it, you know.
Yeah.
Hence the
audience
name
is
on the
great.
ship. Yeah, exactly.
We hit our 40 likes too.
9
more likes, get to 50. If you haven't hit like yet, give that like button a tap.
And do you want to read the poll as well, Stuart? Where are we at with that?
No, not really. Have you watched?
Such a dick sometimes, aren't you?
Sometimes. Have you watched? Loads of Trek films wins at 40%.
Cool.
More than 5 Trek fan films at 26%. Less than 5 Trek fan films at 24%. And literally no Trek films, 9%.
Literally no Trek fan films. Which means none of mine.
Oh, Sturm von Alk. I got it now.
Yeah.
Ubu. Yeah. Ubu Productions from the 80s catchphrase, sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog. I see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Ubu. I get it.
I gotta think of a ship that works, that spacing that makes. I feel like a Defiant would be good, because that hasn't got that much space in the registry, which means it would feel less.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want a Sovereign where it's just like oval, and it's like, oh, this is tiny. Yeah.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good Defiant.
Don't be Defiant, Ubu. Just take the quantums and use them, etc. Cool.
Crichton could be a Borg.
Jeez.
USS Okie Dokie with Captain Yacht. With the Captain Yacht being called Skeleton Hands.
Okie dokie it is. Stupid name. Should that be a
That's
Callie
weird.
as well? Captain! The Okie dokie and the Red Dwarf are incoming. Red and then yellow, because Rutherford's yellow.
Yeah.
Is the Cerritos
There you
yellow? Yeah, they are, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. Which, in fairness, like if it's a shot around DS9, that'd be cool to see just 3 Californias around DS9. That's a nice sequence by itself.
As long as you don't have a ship called the USS Uwu. It should be one called the USS LOL.
Stuart, that's not up to me. That's the joke about this. You can have a little bit of fun with it. It'll just
USS LMFAO.
A LMFOA.
Oh jeez.
But it's yeah, there's a bit of power in that. But also, if it gets 10,000 views, etc., we in this live chat know why it's called the USS Okie Dokie. That joke's not going to be known by those people, so they're like, what the hell is what? What is going to
You
stand
see the
out?
comments now. Why is that ship called that?
Yeah.
Is it Rutherford's ship? What's going on? You're obviously not a Trekyards fan, so bye. Not everybody that watches your films will be, obviously.
But enough do, and I'm very
Ozzy says yes. Make it a California class.
boom, very nice, nice.
USS Playmates,
And-
USS Skeletor, USS Megatron.
And actually, it's funny because now you're implying that in the future, 2281, I think they are, that a part of California is now called Okie Dokie.
There you go.
Because that they have
Yeah.
to be that to be a California class. So, Ozzy, what part of California is now called Okie Dokie? Is it a state? Is it a town? Is it a metropolis? What is it? Because you're naming part of LA, future LA. USS Playmates is kind of funny though.
Yeah. USS Eagle Moss.
Oh, that'd be a destroyed ship.
Oh, no, just have all the windows misaligned on the model. Have all the glows in the wrong spots. Have it be an ambassador class with no impulse engine.
Or the refit with the
Or the
phase two
refit with
top.
the phase 2 saucer.
Make
yeah.
it canon, Stuart.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
Oh, that has to be done.
I mean, I feel like if anyone wants to put the £50 in and claim that name and say, make it the Eagle Moss and give us an example of a broken Eagle Moss, I mean, I feel that's a good joke. I feel like you guys, the Trekyards audience, if you want to put that donation in right now,
Have one of them cells slightly off, bent down.
I feel like if one of you got that, they'd have to talk to Stu about what the funniest joke would be because you know all the jokes. But yeah, I mean, guys, if you want to put the 50 in and tell us to make an Eagle Moss stupid joke ship, I'll absolutely do it. It's a good joke.
Have it being towed by like a tug. Have one of the nacelles bent and like all the little glows are off. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, thanks, Mark.
Galaxy class with conning nacelles. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, power in that perk.
We're still like $5 away from our minimum on the live. So if anybody wants to super chat, would be greatly appreciated.
Getting close. And of course, that doubles down on the Indiegogo, so.
Okie Dokie is obviously a name ideal for a little cute shuttle pod.
Oh, that's good. That's funny. Shuttle Okie Dokie coming to land. That's pretty good. Runabout Okie Dokie. The river of Okie Dokie. It's a yeah, some good ideas.
That was just DS9's
True.
runabout naming convention, though. So
That is true. Yeah, I've got a runabout Eclipse in mine. What age do I have? I got the Rio Grande in one episode because Nim leaves from DS9 at one point. You know, when I wrote her into DS9, I didn't necessarily think, oh, I'm gonna like all these DS9 things like and then utilize. But like, well, yeah, she's at DS9. She's during the Dominion War. I can actually incorporate all these ideas that I wouldn't have otherwise thought of doing. But like, yeah, actually, well, damn, you know.
This naming convention thing is fun, though. I like that.
Yeah, the power of the Trekyards audience. Yeah.
You can name it after yourself. You got the USS Aussie, USS Sabraxis.
Yeah.
Those are good names for ships, actually.
General Grievous. This is what Watford would say on the Cerritos. Okie dokie, you're not clear to land. Okie dokie. Yeah.
I want some Okie Dokie popcorn.
Dear me.
Never heard of Okie Dokie popcorn.
Oh,
Is that like an achy breaky heart? Is that what you eat when you have an achy breaky heart? Oh,
wow, Stuart. Wow. You and your brain.
I love having fun, just hanging out.
Yes.
Yeah. And you've had full exposure to my brain.
Yes.
It's quite a complex yet simple.
Yes. But yeah, we've got a new trailer coming out on. Hey, USS General Grievous. That's up to you. I will accept that. It's weird, but I'll accept it. I mean, I'd rather you guys, the regulars, take those perks. I'll be honest. And obviously, 3 of you already have. If you guys want to just clean that perk out, A, that's amazing for Indiegogo, and B, you guys get it, and I'm absolutely for that. And I will be doing some other perks of a similar ilk that, you know, I definitely, you guys make sense to get, etc. But yeah, new trailer coming out tomorrow or Saturday. I've got the first pass of music for the next film. I've not listened to it yet because we've been doing the trailer, but that's the next to come out. That one is really unusual. I cannot wait to hear the music because, as you could see, Stuart, from the Indiegogo page, clearly there's a Romulan in the thumbnail. Wonderfully not subtle on purpose. And it's a TNG film, so the Romulan theme is really 80s. And it's wonderful, and I can't wait to how he's recreated it or not, because I'm going to be quite specific with my get it right, because it's pretty cool in a nerdy way. That synth.
Yeah.
And that film.
And your music's been really great, actually, in all your films.
Yeah, Matt's done a really, really good job. But that's the thing, being challenged as well. Different eras, different vibes, comedy, drama, you know. It's fun to get. I mean, it's same with me in Trek shorts and other people's fan films. We are challenged to do more and bigger things. You have, if you can rise to said challenge, you have to expand your ability set. You know?
Mark Lawrence, $5, went ahead and sent a message in Indiegogo with the name and registry numbers.
Yes, I saw. Fantastic.
Can always count on Mark Lawrence. He's a good guy.
Very much so.
48 likes. We need 2 more likes to get to 50.
Ooh,
Has
so
anyone
close.
not hit that like button? Somebody hasn't. I promise.
So who wouldn't have, Stuart?
I don't know.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
I assume Matt Boardman hasn't hit it yet. General Grievous doesn't like us that much, so he wouldn't have hit it.
Yeah.
Ozzy Medeiros. Ozzy has skeleton hands, so he can't hit it. He needs capacitive fingers for that.
Yes, indeed, baby.
Oh, see, 49. Somebody I just called out hit it. So, Baraxis, Stuart, I just recalled, did you, as a Canadian, manage to purchase the crowdfunded model of Connie from Tommy, who promoted back in the early summer? I did. It's going to ship to somebody, a friend of mine in Michigan. And when it arrives, I will be just driving across the border, hanging out with my friend, and picking it up and bringing it back. Doc says, I'll pay another $50 to name a ship after my wife's cheeks.
I
mean,
they have a pet name.
Well, I mean, Sylvia calls me Muffin Butt, so USS Muffin Butt would be good.
Now, I have got the beautiful out of, in Andorian culture, the muffin butt is a rare bird. So I have got an excuse with aliens. So my wife's cheeks might not get through the sensors, but but you know, something clever might.
Jonathan Jones, hey Stuart, Sam, long time no see. One of your longtime viewers from East Tennessee. I have to only drop this one tidbit. The Galaxy class is the Cadillac of starships, second to none. Yeah, well, good to see you, Jonathan. Thanks for chiming in. Yeah. General Grievous, $5 from Utapau's heart. I stab
What
at
a nerd. What an absolute nerd.
That's why we love him. He's our General Grievous. No one else's. And if you're going on other live chats for other YouTubers, that's cheating on us. And I don't know. I don't stand for that. You're ours. Boom, boom, boom. All right. And we hit 50 likes. So, yeah, there were 2 people that weren't hitting the like button. So, good job, guys. Nobody's joined the channel, though. We haven't got a new channel member this live, so if you want to look at the options for help us on a monthly basis, click that join button as well. Go buy a t-shirt as well. Click the links down below. We got some cool stuff.
Yeah, and I do intend to offer some unique Trekyards Us Indiegogo poster perk things soon, just not right now. And that'll be fun. Because really I've been focused on getting the second film and second trailer put together, because they'll get views, and the quicker you get the views, the quicker you might get some money, etc, etc. So.
Little King, Stu. No one. First of all, Ryan. No one calls me Stu. Only a few people are allowed to call me Stu. You're not one of them. You can call me Captain, or you can call me Stuart. Did you catch today's episode of Andor? It was phenomenal. Not yet. I'm going to watch that as we eat supper when this is done. So there you go.
Yes, I'm excited to watch it as well. It's all coming to a head, probably.
Don't call me Stu, or I'll break your legs at the neck.
That's it. I've never heard that before. That's pretty good.
Oh, I've used that a lot. My dad said that a lot. I'm surprised you haven't heard that from me in the 8 years we've been working together.
That's pretty good.
It's easier to break 2 legs with 1 snap. Is all I'm saying.
Surprise us.
I can cease being a member and immediately rejoin to make you happy. No, because that'll screw up your badge.
Yes, that's true.
Don't do that.
It's fun.
Stu is Planet Forbidden.
Oh my god.
LOL, my bad, big guy. Big guy's fine too. You're in for a treat with this episode. All right, cool. Looking forward to it.
Cool. And speaking of
At
episodes...
least he didn't call you Stewie. Yeah, Stewie's even worse. Anyway, continue.
Speaking of episodes go watch Alexa's first episode called The Icarus Incident. If you like the Galaxy class, this isn't that. It's a Nebula class. But it looks like Galaxy class. But it's not. In fairness, I guess I'm the first person to... Well, Gary did in the first time, but we never saw a Galaxy class bridge used for a Nebula class because they destroyed the set at that point. But in my version, it's the same, except the L-color is different, which was kind of fun to do.
Yeah, it would be the same. The only one we saw was with Captain Data, and it was not. That was a weird.
That was
I want to assume that's auxiliary control. There you go. That's TNG auxiliary control room.
Bridge was going to be installed on Tuesday.
Yeah. No bridge module. It's just a cutout at the top of the ship.
Well, actually, it was Russian to service. So, but this was super fun because almost every angle of the Galaxy class bridge is iconic.
Mm-hmm.
It captures something, and the colors are so bright, and that wood in the middle, and just.
You should get somebody to rip it out of the game Star Trek Bridge Crew, because it's really great in VR.
I've got my own model.
I don't know if
I paid for.
Oh well, I don't know. I just think the one in Bridge Crew is really great. So
yeah, ours is going to be better. I just haven't textured it as well, probably because our polygons are going to be 2 or 3 times higher because I can render it higher. Yeah, no, they haven't ripped stuff out of that game as far as I know. Because
there's some really cool ships. There's some cool freighters. There's some really good models.
Yeah.
Science vessels. There's some really neat science vessels.
See, I feel like maybe they did. Did they find that giant station that which is all those like sensor pallets, kind of like the TMP one? It's not Amagosa. It's sort of the Midas Array, something like that. Did they find like a Midas Array station? Do you fly around that point?
No. Oh well, yes. There's like big solar panel things that are floating in space, and there is a station that you have to deliver information to that has something like that. So yeah, there is.
There may have been one time I found some models from it, but I just built our own version of the bridge versus using that one. But a lot of times a game model. Now you've seen an example of that's not the case, but normally game models are as far as we can get away with versus quality.
Yes.
And texturing is very important. Whereas I try and build better models and rely on less texturing. Is normally how I go.
I was going to say, if you can get some of the ships from Bridge Crew, I'd suggest doing it because there's some really cool science vessels and stuff.
No, you're absolutely right. I need to see if I can find my link again. So I'm pretty sure that something was available. I just love they included like a genuine D5 in the JJ stuff. Because of course there would be like older ships. They didn't need to invent new ones. They just used the cannon. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me have to go back and try and find it manually.
And there's like 3 different Romulan ships. There's the Aquila. There's the
sounds fancy.
The Aquila class. Yeah, small scout ship.
Let's see.
Bridge Crew's great. Can't wait for you to come visit so you can experience Bridge Crew in VR.
That is true. Yeah. I mean, the annoyance is my PC is so powerful it could rip through any VR game alive. I just haven't got a VR headset. But it could do anything. Absolutely any game. Just haven't got access to it.
VR is expensive though, so.
I also, in my head, I thought the longer you wait, the better it'll be. Because they're only getting better, but then they didn't keep making headsets. I don't know if they still make too many more. I felt like they sort of dropped off a cliff a little bit.
I wish Bridge modules did have functionality in the shows like you guys have discussed many times with former and cast and crew. The original ambassador class, every section should be warp capable.
I don't want to make everything
some
OP though.
Some stations you can reconfigure, but others not so much. So.
Yeah, I don't just want to make everything warp capable, everything have all the same power of a capital ship.
Little King. Ryan, my buddy Ryan says, we got to start another Indiegogo to get Sam a VR kit. Actually, he just wants his Indiegogo for his fan films to do well, so
that I'm not
hold off
much
on
debt.
That. Yes.
Because that has been annoying. So I was going to launch one in February, Stuart. February. And every other team said, can we do ours first? And so I'd spend, 8 months of my own money on top of what I already spent. Hence why the budget went out of control.
Boo.
Yeah, boo. You're not wrong. But it did occur to me earlier in the live, though, that of those that are still waiting in the chat, who here would donate to see Stuart in a film? A dedicated Stuart film?
Everyone.
That's what I mean. Who would wouldn't need 30k, but you know.
No, we would, because mine would be a movie. It'd be epic.
Okay, fair enough. But seriously though, who in the chat would throw in some more bucks to see a specific Stuart Captain Foley in a fan film? You know
you want it.
Exactly. I mean, you've got
my acting is superb.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've done some good stuff. I'm just saying, if Stuart would be budget raisable, then that certainly makes it.
I'm budget raisable. Trust me. People want more Captain Foley in their lives. Matt says he would. There you go. There's one. I got one. Yes.
One is good.
But it's also Matt, so I mean, he buys me cheeseburgers.
Are you saying his standards are very low?
No, he just loves me.
Yeah. He loves the fandom, Stuart. He does. He's such a fan. Yes.
You're such a fanny? You just call him an ass?
Yeah, no, yes. Yes.
We love you, Matt.
Yes. So I'm still trying to find the bloody this is ages ago they shared this link to a sub thing that has a specific thing don't know
Sturm Von Alk says, thought he was going to be in an upcoming. Sure, why not? I'm going to be voice in one of them. I'm also going to be small part in one of the other ones. Mm-hmm. But I want to be part of the universe.
Yeah, you are Captain Foley in one, but not the Captain Foley. You're an alternate universe, non-canon, that's fine. You are Captain Foley in a second one from a different alternate universe, but that's a real canon alternate universe. And that's you get to say some fun shit in that one. I think you're on screen for that one, but yeah, it's another log style. And then the other one is a new character. So you are actually in 3. Yeah.
Nothing filmed yet, though.
No.
Subraxis, £10.
Oh, thank you.
Me, I do. To see El Capitan Foley in the fan film. Oh, Subraxis, thanks, man.
Yeah, I want to see him in. I do want to see him in a film, especially knowing that. Actually, yeah, you could. Because there is the. You can now get TOS.
Tom Zeros 48 says, would love to see Stuart in any fan film. Well, thank you. You guys are awesome.
Oh.
Ozzy says yes, of course. And Sturm Von Alk, TOS era Captain Foley on the USS Foley. Yeah.
But the thing is that it's not an issue for Stuart, but to get Stuart in properly, it's like you got to do it right. There's almost an extra pressure. Because obviously we'd want to do a little bit of the thought we had of TOS into the future.
Sam Rocket, get him in for one scene, then transform him into a puppet to save costs. And you can film everything on your end. You film all the puppet. I'll do the voiceover.
Oh, I love that.
I'm a puppet. Please play with me. Wait, what? No, don't play with me. What?
I wonder if I could 3D scan the puppet and make a 3D model of it and then animate it so we could go. That would be amazing.
Hey, Captain Foley puppet film. There you go. That's hilarious.
On like full photoreal sets and everything.
I like it. Let's do it. Jonathan Jones says, just like Doug Dresser said, every section should be warp capable. In the event of unforeseen circumstances, you don't want to be stranded out in space. True enough. All right. Well, coming up on that 2-hour mark, and I got to go make food. I got to watch Andor. And then I got D&D in like 2 hours. So, Subraxis, El Capitan Foley should play God, the non-corporeal being from Shakari.
But that's the
thing. Shot in the face by a Klingon bird of prey.
But that's the thing, though. I keep giving Stuart non-Stuart roles, and he wants to be Stuart, Captain Stuart, Foley Stuart. That's the problem, guys. He doesn't want to be everybody. He wants to be him.
I just want to be me. I don't even know who I am anymore.
Oh, I was going to make a joke. Now, I did find the bridge crew assets. Now, I don't know these things. Let me load it up and show the audience so you can look at the live and see.
General Grievous, I am a puppet. Please put your hand in me. What? Sturm Von Alk. Have him as a hologram in the holler. I think in holodeck, and he could do all of the green screen.
But then it limits the stories. Stuart can just be dude on screen, which, let's be honest, lots of people have done and can do, but not quite as fun. Okay, so if you look at the live, Stuart, this is the batch of things. Now, it's very broken up into things. But I love when they extract bridges and such, because sets are really hard. But also... Even their backdrops, though, man. Their nebulas, their space scenes in that game are gorgeous. They are. I've no idea how I would be able to necessarily grab those. Like, I don't know what these names are. Bird of Prey. Darla, Debris, Briefing Room. Oh, the Briefing Room is a great set, but it's a JJ set. Yeah. Enterprise Aegis. Oh, is that must be the Enterprise D. Let's just get that. Energy Wave.
I can only see down to the briefing room long
moving.
table.
Yeah. Gas
Okay.
Client, Gas Giant class. Game Systems Frozen class. Fed Captain Ua, Fed Captain Stillwater, Fed Captain. Okay. Oh, the people. I guess on the view screens.
Yeah.
I wonder if they.
Yeah, and there's people at the stations too. Like there's full people you could use in your fan film probably.
Yeah. Inspection Shuttle K-13.
Okay.
Helmet.
Oh yeah, that's when you fly in at the beginning during the main title. You fly around the Enterprises.
Long range scoundrel buoy, loader, Chiron, Klingon captain. Oh, grab Klingon captain. Max Redshift. Max Redshift. Who's that in it?
No idea.
Okay, cool. Moon.
I assume he's just a red shirt. He's probably the one in the TOS, front of the TOS bridge that when there's a huge explosion, your hull's down 20%. He flies out of his chair.
Shirt. Yeah, must be. Yeah. Probe Federation. That's probably forgetting. Romulan payload mine. Romulan payload torps.
There's a planet killer, doomsday machine in the game too.
Romulan captain. Ships. Aegis, Alarm Buoy, Bird of Prey, Borg Cube, Class J, D5. Fake Pirate, Freighter, Huxley, Klingon Flagship, Kobayashi Maru, Pirate. What's their Maru look like?
Their Maru is friggin' great. You haven't been watching we did a whole live on the Kobayashi Maru. We did this scenario like 10 times. A couple times in the TOS Enterprise, a couple times with the Enterprise D. And I always made sure to get really good views of the Kobayashi Maru during those from the exterior shots.
Okay, well let's see what it looks like. Because
it looks great.
Oh wow, yeah, that's not a bad model. Obviously it's JJ, so that's not so too much of a bad thing. Planet. Now what?
Get the Raleigh and the Sarabachi and the Huxley. Those are really good ships too.
Raleigh and don't know if they're included.
Yeah, ship Raleigh right there.
What is that?
Underneath Planet Killer.
What is the Raleigh? Is it like
Saladin?
Is it like Wally? Just Raleigh? So the Planet. What version of Planet Killer is it? And is that like a new version, or is that a classic version, or?
It's like the classic version.
Oh, it is a classic version. Oh, it's actually more classic than my version. Because the hull is segmented into very, very dramatic.
Yep.
Mine's more organic. Huh.
I would say check them all out. I think you'd be able to use some of them. They're really great.
So we got the Klingon captain. Let's see what they did for the Klingon captain model. Because what if they
which you never see. There's also a Romulan commander that we saw once when we played, and that was it. That was the update when they did that update. So they updated the game, and then we saw the Romulan commander in the TNG bridge on the view screen.
Oh, he's in a TNG costume.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Saw them on the view screen, and then that's where they kind of broke the game, because when we got to 20% hull, instead of going to the dark lighting on the bridge, the whole bridge just turned white. They eventually fixed it, but we never, ever, ever have seen the Romulan commander since. And I've never seen the Klingon commander ever in the game. So the assets are there. They just don't use them. They're probably during the campaign, which we don't play the campaign missions. So
yeah. Though briefly, Sabraxa says, "I'm going to retire now. As I said previously, I will come around on a later date, early December, and chip in even more directly." Well, I mean, it ends the end of November, so end of November or nothing. And we're saying you can do in demand if you make more than your goal, but we're not going to. So, yeah. But there you go. Do you recognise him, Stuart?
Nope.
I mean, it's not a bad model though. I like the.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get the Romulan commander. You'll be like, oh my god, I recognise them. Romulan captain. So I haven't got a TNG any Romulan. It'd be cool to have a costume for that. Let's see. Oh yeah, there you go. Ooh, look at that. Well, that's actually pretty good.
I want to see them again because I've only seen them once.
That's actually really rather good.
Damn it! And you got to get like the TNG characters that are beside you, like the lady and the Vulcan guy. They're pretty good too.
Because the thing about VR, they've got to have a certain level of quality to kind of work. But at the same token, it's not trying to be the most graphically heavy game, so it's like, we'll get away with it.
But the texturing on the shirts, like if you like lean your head in and look at it's like amazing.
That's probably true.
I can see the arm of the Romulan right now, but I can't see the Romulan.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, sorry. That's weird. What was the whole thing? There you go. Pretty... I mean, the costume, I mean, it's not probably lit or anything, but... looks good. Could certainly use that. Since I haven't got any.
I'm still waiting on the delay.
Fed Captain Utwa.
Oh, there we go. Why has he got no face?
I don't know.
Had a nice face and a nice Romulan ship background behind him too, like bridge.
Weird. TOS, maybe character.
Yeah, it's a great game. I wish they would add more DLCs, and I wish they still had the licensing for it.
Yeah. Well, it was the VR.
At least we can still play it. That's the good thing.
I would like to. Oh, there's a TNG Raylar, which is a Miranda class. It's not bad geometry.
Oh, the Raleigh.
Yeah.
That's the Raleigh.
Well, they really. Oh, Walter Raleigh, right? Well, they butchered the size of the aft thingy. Then the JJ version is a Kobayashi Maru. Also a cargo version, and there's a... Oh. Is this a model? No, I don't know. Interesting. Interesting. A Planet Eater as well, rather than Planet Killer. What's Planet Eater?
I would assume it's just the Doomsday machine again.
Proto-Planet Disc. Well, there shouldn't be two of the same assets, so...
Well, like I said, a lot of these are in the campaign playthrough, and...
Yeah, it's... Okay.
So I don't see that stuff very often.
Yeah, right, it's just the bloody Doomsday Machine one. What's the point in...
I don't think... I haven't actually played...
Huh. That's weird. TOS Nova Character Base. Subspace Relay Station. What's the things? Syntath? Or Syntath? Oh. Cool. But it's mostly JJ stuff still, isn't it? They didn't do a ton of TOS or TNG. Or did they do more TNG than I think?
There's quite a bit of TNG stuff, yeah. General Grievous. And General Grievous, $2 again. Hey. Frame of Mind, Captain Foley.
I would like to get Stuart on TOS sets and just film him for realsies. What? This is a character who's in a TOS skirt, but also got... Wait, are they the same bridge crew in every era?
No.
Because this person might be in TNG and TOS at the same time, so they're overlapping. Because they've got pips of a TNG, dress of a TOS, but the bat...
No, the TNG lady beside me in the chair, she's got like a skirt thing on.
Really?
No, maybe she doesn't. She's maybe...
Well, let's load it into model properly and take a look. That's weird. Because this thing only loads so many things. But hey, Ron and Lady Cost, that's great. That's a cool nod to have. Not sure how that'd be useful, but...
Everything's useful if you put your mind to it.
Saves me having to make them myself. Okay, so... Don't care about textures.
We're gonna have to wrap up though, because I gotta make food. I got like 2 hours.
Yes, you do.
Sorry.
No, we've done well. We've done well. We kicked some bottom.
Yeah, we hit
Stuart.
our minimum, and that's all been doubled for the things. So thank you guys.
Amazing. Yeah, you guys are fantastic. I hope to bring more cool perks and such. Do a final refresh.
And just let everybody know we are doing more lives about this Indiegogo campaign as it goes on.
Yes.
And new things are revealed and new perks added.
Mm-hmm.
Jump in and get what you want or what you need. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, next time I'll probably have Nick Cook join us. Or you maybe Emma, depending. So film will just come out, I suppose. So that'll be a good time for that. And there's a really cool set of perks coming probably next week, along with Emma's film, give or take. So that'll be fun. There'll be one for me and Stuart as well. So yeah, but thanks guys, really helped. And this will go into that, and that's really, really, really helpful. We're doing this for you guys as well. So and obviously you're doing it for other people because your money goes towards these films, which gets seen by tens of thousands of people. So people get to see them and appreciate them. So remember that, because people get to see them and enjoy. Alright, so have a great rest of your day. Good luck with everything else you're doing, because many things it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the chat and the great questions. You kicked some butt with that, and hopefully I have some more cool stuff to show you next time.
All right, so until next time, he's
Project.
Commander Cockings. Yeah. Until next time, he's Commander Cockings.
Is that a Foley?
Go click the link, check out the Indiegogo.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.